So Rajesh, it's been an exciting week for ManageEngine. Many product announcements. We started with Identity Manager Plus, which gave us single sign-on, gives our customers single sign-on, basically the ability to allow their users to go from cloud application to cloud application, fully authenticated, secure. So that was a really welcomed announcement. I think, though, what was really exciting and caused a bit of a stir is the introduction of ZIA for ServiceDesk Plus.
Right.
Why don't you give us your thoughts on what that is and how that can be helpful in IT organizations?
Absolutely. So one of the primary challenges for IT organizations is to give this immediate support, right? To keep their end users happy, at the same time not violate SLAs, right? So a chat bot or a voice bot like ZIA, the technology that we have from ManageEngine, is going to help the IT service management team a lot in this particular area. How they can have a mechanism where their end users could have on-demand support anytime, even when there is no human on the other side to support people with requirements across geographies, across time zones, right? And also more and more IT people are like working on higher priorities, as we talked about previously. They are not always like available for end users to fix trivial things, right? So how do you offboard all of these to a bot, right? That is exactly ZIA for ServiceDesk Plus. All your level 1, level 2 questions are having a conversation to point end users to the right solution for their requests and issues is what we have launched this week at this Dallas user conference, ZIA for ServiceDesk Plus.
Wow. So, one of the things that I take a lot of questions on when I'm out traveling around and presenting is really relative to AI is really about the creepy stuff, right? What's AI doing to us? What information does it gather from us?
Yeah.
But what you're really talking about is really enhancing our work environment.
Exactly.
And driving up productivity, giving our users within IT organizations better service levels,
Right. Exactly.
be able to respond quicker.
Right.
That's pretty exciting stuff. So let's delve a little bit deeper into ZIA itself. What could a user expect out of the box?
So today, you made an interesting point, right? AI typically sounds creepy to most people. To be honest, like with our ZIA announcement, we are consciously calling it a virtual conversational agent, right? So we are not overhyping artificial intelligence here.
Yes.
And that, I believe, is how it is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Not call it a true full-blown science fiction AI. It's not, right?
Yeah, nice.
It's going to help you with how the human would assist you doing your little steps to get all your problems solved, right? That is the real focus here. So I have a problem. I talk to an agent. The agent is going to ask me a set of questions, right? So just put me through, have you done this? Have you done this? Go look here. That is exactly what ZIA does today. And the way we have built it is like every environment today is very unique. They speak their own language, they have their own environment, they have their own processes.
Right.
So the important capability here is how you tune ZIA to each and every environment. And that is the focus here, what we have built. For every instance of ServiceDesk Plus, ZIA would have the ability to adapt, learn, and fix issues and provide service specific to the processes and procedures of that environment.
Yeah.
It has this inbuilt ability for the IT service management teams to sort of tune ZIA to learn how their people speak language and what it ought to support.
Yeah. So that's interesting because we talk a lot about having your tools really mirror your business processes and your IT processes, and you talk about being able to tune ZIA with respect to that, with respect to your business processes. On one hand, that sounds a little bit daunting. What type of special skills will the IT professional need to have?
I would say not a lot. That's the exciting thing about it. This is where we, Zoho as a company, have taken a unique stand. And when we talk something about Zia, people typically wonder, how different are you from Alexa? How different are you from Amazon Echo, right?
Right.
Why can't you plug it in? It's actually a very valid question. You could do that. If I am building a product, today I can go plug that in with Amazon Echo or Google Voice, right? Get the whole conversational capability available. But when it comes to using this in business environments, you really don't want your data going to multiple third parties, right? That's where Zoho, we have this belief that we should build everything. We own customers' data. We are responsible for customers' data.
Yeah.
Is why we are building all our technologies ourselves. So your question about how do IT teams go about building the skills or actions inside Zia, this is where we would leverage our low-code platform Zoho created, and its Deluge programming language. Just very, very similar. I would say like it is as simple as JavaScript. So if you were to like write an action that Zia would do, it's not like more than 4 or 5 lines of code. So customers, if they have the ability, they can write it themselves, or like come back to us and ask. It's a matter of few minutes to code that up. Or we are also going to come up with a marketplace where people could go publish a lot of skills for Zia, which all our customers could leverage. So it's not going to be a lot of work to tune Zia to your environments.
Wow, it sounds pretty powerful. What do you envision as far as a roadmap for AI? Are we, with Zia and some of the things that we're doing today, are we 10% there, 90% there? Where are we in the spectrum of adoption of AI?
So definitely not as poor as 10 or not as good as 90. We have made a very promising start. It is not just in ServiceDesk Plus. Zia has already featured in many of the Zoho services already, making its way into more and more ManageEngine products. But this is why we talk about artificial intelligence and machine learning when we talk about Zia. It's not going to stop with just being a virtual assistant, not just going to be a bot that would help you with level 1 questions. Our ambitions, aspirations with Zia is a lot more, and which is why we are investing heavily with something, initiative like Zoho Labs. A lot of research is going on how to leverage Zia as a technology across all the products that we have. So talking specifically about ServiceDesk Plus, our IT service management platform, we just started with having a voice bot and a chat bot to help the IT teams and the end users. But the vision for us is to actually evolve Zia into a much more intelligent agent that is not just conversational, but also like sits next to you, pops up at the right time, giving you the right nudge, right sort of guidance on how you should be doing your actions, right? For example, a ticket arrives, right? So say for example, some executive is having a request or having an issue, and when the ticket arrives, Zia would know from all the data that already she has access to, if that ticket could cause a SLA violation, because it knows who's raising the ticket, what the ticket is about, historically, for such a requirement with the resources you have, what are the likelihood of getting this request serviced at within the SLA, right? If it is not going to be the case, Zia is not going to do any great action, but keep nudging the IT team to sort of say, to tell them, you could possibly be violating SLAs here. Why don't you give additional focus, right? This is the sort of thing that is missing today, right? This intelligence insight into looking into your historical data and sort of letting you not make more mistakes. So that is where we are headed. An example that I gave, so it is going to go across the board in ManageEngine. So we talked about IT service management. It's going to be a very critical piece in our Log 360 solutions, because user behavior analytics is extremely important, because most of the security attacks brew internally, right? And you have so much data and so much sophisticated attacks. Unless you have this intelligent baselining and the ability to see anomalies, you're not going to identify a lot of attacks. And that is another area where ZIA will have a very important role to play.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, what I like to say is we're at the point where it's humanly impossible to get your head around all that data. Right, without any automation, and in this case, AI technology. You're also kind of talking about two aspects of AI technology, if you will. One is kind of this rules-based approach to, chatbots as an example, and then I would say the true AI, machine learning, comes in some of the other examples that you talked about.
Exactly.
Maybe you can kind of separate the two, your observation as to what's real AI, what's kind of a rules-based engine. Of course, we're doing both,
Yes.
but I get that question a lot as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we talk of AI, right, so we have to go a little high level. So what really is AI? It's sort of emulating human facilities, right? You have your vision. You see this object. I'm able to identify you as Raj, right? But if I take a picture with my camera, so I get a picture, but the phone cannot tell your name. But what if I click a picture of you and my app says you click picture of Raj, right? So this is the intelligence that we are talking about. So intelligence of vision, intelligence of hearing, intelligence of processing language, intelligence of looking into data and identifying patterns, right? So these are the capabilities, the artificial intelligence capabilities that we want to leverage into all the products. And the important thing that I touched upon before, it's already available. So intelligence in vision, it's available as a lot of libraries. Intelligence in like you have your voice bots. You speak to the voice bot, it understands the language that you're speaking, not just English, any language that you speak. That is again artificial intelligence. But the concern there, using it in a business environment, is like the data getting out of the corporate boundaries, right? So that's really a big no. In our daily lives, we already consume a lot of AI, right? So Google all the time is profiling you and telling you. So tomorrow I have a flight at 12 noon. It's already telling me like start packing your bags, right?
Yeah.
So, but you want the same ability in your corporate environment, but with no compromise to data security and privacy, and which is where Zoho and ManageEngine, we are investing a lot in these technologies without compromising on privacy and security of companies not getting their data out to third parties, but still having all the capabilities contextually for their business challenges.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's, as you noted, at Zoho ManageEngine, we have a huge investment here. You touched on Zoho Labs. Just to elaborate on that, I think one of the unique aspects of how we're set up is that we have this labs team that kind of is out doing advanced research in particular areas like blockchain, AI, and as they start to come up with solutions and areas that we can put back into the product with these new technologies, they make it available to the various product teams. And I think it's a unique and really a great approach that keeps us leading edge with technology. It lets the product teams focus on the here and now, and they have the ability to do some advanced research for the product team. So it's a good combination. Thanks for the conversation. I look forward, as most of our customers do, to more AI from ManageEngine.
Yes, absolutely. I'm excited too. A lot coming this and next year. Stay tuned. Thank you.
All right, thanks.